Madam President, members of the council, as we conclude our recognition of very special people in this city of Los Angeles this week, there's an organization that I would like to salute here, the Greek Heritage Society of Southern California, which was established in 1885 to preserve the rich heritage and traditions of the Greek immigrants to Southern California. And behind me are some of the Greeks, so let's give them a big welcome to Los Angeles City Hall. In association with the Loyola Marymount University, the Greek Heritage Society sponsors and produces exhibits, stages productions, and also showcases and preserves the artistic, academic, professional, and athletic accomplishments of our local Greek community. The database has over 500 special interviews with Greek Americans who've immigrated here and made their life in Southern California. This documentary features the struggles and successes of the first Greeks that immigrated to Southern California in two different segments of its production, this very special production. This documentary currently is in post-production, which we look forward to seeing, and I wanted to bring them all together here to have a little high five, so to speak, as we come around the bend and try to finish off what is going to be a tremendous review of Greek heritage in Southern California. I know one of my mentors, we speak of him often, John Farrell's best friend was Ernie Zaffris. Ernie Zaffris, as you may know, was the Melon King here in Los Angeles, was providing all the produce to the communities here in this city. And there's many, many more that we want to highlight in this efforts here. I thought it was important to bring you all together here to give you this very special commendation and also to help you to reach out to those who may be so inclined to help sponsor this production in its completion. So on behalf of the City Council of Los Angeles, on behalf of my colleague, Mr. Ed Reyes, where St. Sophia's is its great home, and Father John, and on behalf of our mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa, we salute the Greek Heritage Society of Southern California. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Shelley, I know sometimes they call me Labong, Labing, Zion calls me all kinds of names. I'm not going to try as much as I want to, Shelley, but help me right here to say this correctly here. Shelley?
Papadopoulos.
Papadopoulos. Please welcome Shelley Papadopoulos. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Council President Garcetti, Madam President, Council Member Labange, and other council members. My name is Shelley Papadopoulos, and I am fundraising chair for the Greek Heritage Society of Southern California. The Greek Heritage Society was established in 1985, although I really like 1885. I like that better, but no, we've only been around since 1985, to preserve the rich culture, heritage, and traditions of Greek immigrants in Southern California through exhibits, oral histories, and stage productions. Concurrently, we have amassed a database of over 500 interviews of Greek immigrants and Greek Americans in Southern California. We have produced part one of a documentary series, The Pioneers, 1900 to 1943, and we are currently in post-production with part two, The Promise of Tomorrow, 1943 to 2008. Our documentary series is part of our oral history project, which will provide an archive and extensive database for research, cultural awareness, and cross-cultural studies. Now I'd like to introduce Anna Gianotis, the writer and director of our documentary.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam President, council members, and our good friend, Councilman Labange. You will be reviewing a segment from our 90-minute feature documentary, The Promise of Tomorrow. You'll see how an ancient Greek tradition has been woven into the American fabric and celebrated throughout the world. We'll see how challenging it can be to maintain certain customs in the 21st century.
And through the Olympic Games, there's peace and unity because there is unity through diversity. And when you see Americans of various ethnic backgrounds, religious beliefs, colors, and cultures. When you see Greeks, you see the same thing.
And so, as you can imagine, we were a little embarrassed to put on these frilly skirts.
It looked like I had a bad case of varicose veins.
The
yes, I did wear a fustanella.
I was like 10 or 12 years old, and I had a little pot, and I had a fustanella on.
And I'm thin, so my skirt looked especially big on me. In fact, they had to take 50 pleats out so it would look decent.
It was a traumatic day for me. I jumped out of the car and my fustanella fell to the ground.
I was probably the shortest F-zone you ever saw in your life.
Some of the people that were our age would tease us, you know. But we stood firm. Some of the guys in the group were big guys, and they let them have it. They'd tell you, hey, this is our culture, pal, this is what we do.
So that was the last time I'm going to wear a fustanella, you know.
And you stood on the stage and you recited in Greek.
Right after I said that poem with my fustanella, and everybody's crying, 600 people in that hall from the church crying, I said, boy, this is powerful. I can do a lot of stuff with this, you know.
But it made my mom and dad happy.
We need to keep Greece alive in all things Greek, alive in our children and our children's children, to carry on that flame, because it is a phloga, you know, it's a flame, that passion about being Greek, and we need to continue that.
This project has solely been supported through the private donations of the Greek American community, and we're so grateful to them. To date, we've applied for many grants, and we have not received any. We continue to seek funding and sponsorship. If you'd like to help us, please visit our website, pahh.com/GHS, or email us at greekheritage@hotmail.com. That's greekheritage@hotmail.com. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
And the Greek Heritage Society of Southern California's effort is to try to promote the awareness of the Greeks and their contribution to the growth of not just Los Angeles, but all of Southern California. And I wanted to invite everyone here to give a little shout out to the efforts of this documentary that we're putting together, which is so professionally done, which really inspired me when we visited that video on the big screen right there. And Shelley, I ask you to say a few words if you would.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'd like to acknowledge Zoe Fiddler, our president.
And
Founders, yes, absolutely. And it's John Gregory on the board, and of course, Faith DiCaprio, and Anna Gianotis, and Nico Kolevins, who is a past vice president, and James Pappas from Fox Studios.
And also right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Philip Jordan. I'm sorry, I'm hiding back there. Absolutely. We're just tickled that we received a proclamation from the City of Los Angeles, and we urge everyone to please try to help us. We're 8 weeks away from final production, and we're anticipating a November 2008 premiere. We've had tremendous in-kind support from a lot of people, but we are still in need of some funds, and we hope that we can reach out to the Los Angeles community and ask for some help. Please email us at greekheritage@hotmail.com.
The Promise of Tomorrow is a 90-minute feature documentary highlighting the first, second, and third generation Greek Americans. Our first documentary was called The Pioneers, and we highlighted families such as the Scalinas family, which started in downtown Los Angeles. They were the competitors of Ralph Markets at that time. Councilman Labange also mentioned Ernie Zaffris, who wonderful family in the whole produce business. Charles Skouras and the Skouros brothers ran 20th Century Fox at the time when the immigrants were coming into and had established themselves in Los Angeles. San Julian Church was the first church built, and in the early 50s, St. Sophia Cathedral was built under the leadership of Charles Skouras, who said, for every dollar you collect, I'll match you with two. We call it the $2 million church, because in 1952, of course it's worth more than that now, but with his efforts and the effort of the community, St. Sophia Church, a cathedral, was established. We have a great legacy, we have a wonderful ancient history, but our modern Greek American history is equally important. Thus the reason for this documentary, and we hope you'll help